Hello guys, welcome back. I've just come back from the car boot sale and my front room looks like a time capsule. Unfortunately, last year we lost a family member and I've been asked if I can have a look at some of the stuff to see if anything's worth keeping or anything is worth selling. So my front room looks like a time capsule. It looks like a charity shop. There's a mixed bag of lots of different stuff in my house, in my garden. I've got some of it in my car as well. But there is an old TV, some sort of wireless, a record player, something in a box. There's a PlayStation 3, loads of tools, clothing, lots and lots of stuff. So in today's episode, we're going to have a little look at this. I might even clean some of it up if it's worth keeping, and we'll see how much some of it is worth and if some of it's worth keeping. So I'm going to try my best to film the angles and everything like that. It's going to be quite difficult because this stuff is filthy. I'm in my front room and I don't want to get my front room dirty. So let's turn the camera around. Let's have a look what we're working with. So as you can see, guys, I am knee deep in electronic stuff. So what I'll do is I'll have a look at some of this stuff, give them sort of first impressions, and then I'll have a look on eBay and I'll come back and I'll see if anything's worth keeping, flipping on what it actually is. So the first thing is this. It looks like a Carmen. It looks like some sort of radio. I don't know if it's meant to be that colour, this yellowy colour, but it's wooden. It's got some sort of knob that looks to be a bit melted. Look, there is just, this has all been like in loft for many years. It's got buttons. The buttons work. Has it got a plug? Yeah, it's got a plug. Remember these old plugs, the way they used to look. So I know nothing of this. Is it worth cleaning it up and having a little go? I'm not too sure. So let me have a little look on eBay. Let me see if I can find out some information about this, and then I'll come back to you shortly. I can't find anything on eBay, any sold listings, but from what I looked on Google, this thing probably should be in a museum, to be honest. But it's a Carmen Electronica. I believe it's a radio. I've further inspected this. I don't think this is going to be working. It's not in the best of shape. I'm worried about pulling things and pushing things in case I break it. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean this up, make it really nice, take some really nice photos of this, and then might just put it on as an auction and just see what happens. I don't know if there's a great deal of interest in this type of vintage radio. I don't know if this is a good one. I don't know if it works. Don't really want to plug it in and test it in case the whole thing blows up. You never know. So yeah, I'm going to give that a little clean up, and then we'll see what happens on eBay. So I've given it a little clean up, bit of grime built up over the many years this has been in storage and being used. It needs a proper deep clean, taken apart, all the plastic really deep cleaned. It's come up really nice. You can't get inside the buttons, and it's quite difficult to get inside those grooves as well. But yeah, I'm happy with the way that's come out. So what I'll do is I'll put that on eBay and do a little auction and see what happens with this. So that's the first thing that we found. There's a PlayStation 3. I assume that's probably for one of the grandkids, for when they was either staying there or it was theirs, they've left it there or whatever. Looks quite dirty. I think it has been tested, it does work, so just doesn't have a controller. So I'll give that a little clean up, and yeah, we can look for a controller for that and we can get that moved on. I've cleaned this PS3 a good 2 or 3 times, and it keeps on getting these little marks that keep reappearing. I'm hoping I've scrubbed it really hard. Yeah, look, they're starting to come back now. You can't really see it on camera, but like them patches, it just keeps coming back. I don't know what it is. I've got most of it off. And you can see more of it there, look, appearing as it's drying. I don't know. I have no idea what that is. So I'm probably just going to trade this in CEX for discounted once I locate a PlayStation controller for it. I was tempted to keep it because it's a slim, but cosmetically it's going to be an eyesore for me, and it'll just end up winding me up. So that's a shame, really. There was a silver PS2 though, which I have cleaned up nicely. Turn that on, that's absolutely fine. I'm probably going to keep that. So let's keep digging, because I found this TV. So guys, the story about this TV is that when I was about 7 or 8 years old, I actually had this exact TV. It's a black and white TV. It's from the 70s, and back then I don't think you had TV remote, so you used to have to tune it by using this little knob here. This was my very first TV, not this exact one because this wasn't mine. But I had this, and my very first console was the NES that I hooked up to this, and I used to play my NES in black and white up in my room. And that's where the love affair of gaming started, really, with a TV like this. So I'm half tempted to keep hold of this, presuming it works. It's got a plug, and it's still got a plug on it. I want to clean this up really nicely and see if I can get an NES. And literally, this would be the ultimate nostalgic dump for me. NES, black and white TV. I can't believe I've managed to find this one. I've said this story many times about the black and white TV with the tuning knob. And to actually find the exact same one that I had as a kid is crazy. But it's a Teleton. I have looked on eBay. They're about £30 selling for, presuming they work. But I really want to clean this up and see what we can do with it. It's got an aerial. I don't know how that hooks on, but I assume it might be broken. Surely if it's just touching, it should be all right. But as you can see, look, there's a lot of grease and grime in this. Yeah, it's a bit unusual, I think. When I saw this, I thought all TVs back then were like black, but this one's a white one. So I'm going to give this a little clean up and see if we can get this thing working. It's hard work, this is, cleaning all these years of grime and everything. I might have to take my jumper off in a minute because I'm actually getting a bit of a sweat on. But we're making progress. We're cutting through a lot of this grime. It's not going to come back to its heyday. I'm not going to lie. It's not going to do that. It's yellowed. It is very scratched. But I think that adds to its personality. Let me know in the comments, guys. Would you keep this or try and move it on? Let's get back to cleaning. Right, moment of truth, guys. Will it turn on? You got to pull this one to turn it on. Right, it's on. Oh, I don't know, there's a picture. Let me see if I can tune it in. So I've been trying for about 15 minutes to try and tune this in, and this is the best I can get. Unfortunately, I've already seen this episode, so yeah. All jokes. I think if I got an aerial, I might be able to get this thing working. But the good thing is, the screen is working. The sound's working, as you can hear. All I will say is back in the day, imagine, quick, flick it over, quick, flick it over. And you've got to tune it with this. There's no remotes. I'm really happy with that. Again, I'm really tempted to keep hold of this if I can hook up a console to it, black and white. Let me know in the comments, would you keep this? Yes or no? Right, let's have a little dig in this box here. There is this helicopter from 1985. Know nothing of. No idea. This is so cool though. A Sega Mega Drive 2 manual. It looks so crisp. I'll stick that on eBay, I reckon. I've got no need for this. So if there's a Sega Mega Drive manual, there might be a Sega Mega Drive floating around, but I doubt it. It's probably long gone broken. Mega Game 6. I think I've got no, I haven't got Mega Game 6, but a manual for that. Fantastic Four comic from 2005. Some shoes, door, a pair of shoes. I'll probably stick them on eBay. I know nothing of this particular brand. So yeah, let's go and have a look at the vintage stuff. I'm really interested to find out what's in this Bauer box. So, it's a pair of ice skates. Right, so this used to actually be my partner's. When she was a child, she was a figure skater. So these must be hers. Look at them. Been seeing a lot of ice skates recently at the car boot sales and stuff. What does that say on there? Dead. Wow. Okay, no idea what it says. Says on there. Yeah, I know nothing of ice skates. We'll stick them on eBay. That's if she doesn't want to keep them. Obviously, I'll give her the option to say, look, here's your old ice skates. What do you want to do with them? And the thing is with ice skates, these are built to last. Look at, they're still sturdy, still really good condition. So yeah, we'll stick them on eBay, but that's quite cool to see. Bet my missus is going to be well chuffed when I tell her that we've got this. Right, next thing is, what is in this thing here? JVC video movie VHS. Is it a camcorder? Is it a camcorder? Hopefully it don't need a key. It needs a key. Oh, I need to figure out how to get in the box. Hold on. Guys, it is a camcorder. Look at the size of this. This weighs a bit as well. Imagine being a wedding videographer back in the day, and you've got to lug this around on your shoulder. Quite cool to see. These are quite popular these days. I don't know why. I've just had a little quick look on eBay for this particular model, which is a JVC GRC2. They go from anywhere from 30 up to £200. This has come with a carry case, which I'll clean up because it's filthy. Take some nice photos of this, and then we'll stick this on eBay, and we'll see what happens. I don't know how much I'm going to get for it, because there's quite a lot of listings of these particular on eBay, so there's a lot of competition. So yeah, approximately sort of 50 to 200 quid. Anywhere in the middle of that, I'd be quite happy with. So all of this money basically is going towards the grandchildren anyway. So I'm under no pressure for myself to make loads of money on this, because it's not going towards me, it's going to the grandchildren. So that's all we're basically doing. But yeah, the case is quite grimy. That's going to need a proper clean. Suppose I better get started. Oh, this is really hurting my arm. Cleaning all this grime off. I feel really dirty, and I'm going to need a coffee in a minute. Let's carry on going, because I need to get this done before my family come back, because they're all out. So as soon as they come back, I don't want my son digging in this, pretending he's recording stuff and falling over and hurting himself. So yeah, we've only got one more bit to go through, that record player, and then yeah, we'll see how much it's probably worth. So the camcorder has cleaned up really nice. The box, I've got rid of all the dirt and the grime. It's looking really, really fresh now. Really happy with the way this has come out. I'm going to take some nice photos this evening, get it stuck up on eBay. Hopefully we can get it moved on for around that sort of $99.99 mark. Again, I don't know. I might put it a bit higher and put best offer and just see what happens. I'm just concerned that there's quite a lot of these on eBay at the moment. So because I don't know anything about camcorders, I'm kind of just hoping for the best here. So yeah, really happy with the way this has come out. Really nice. And now let's have a look at the last thing, which is that record player. Oh dear. So this hasn't got a plug on, so I can't even test it because I'm no electrician and there's no way I'm going to try and wire a plug onto that. There's just no way. I don't have that capability. It is a Hitachi. It is a HT354 in really, really good condition. For one of these, eBay, you're probably looking at £100 to £150. I don't know quite what's broken, what's what really on this, but it looks all right. That spins round. It's got a needle. The button works. It needs to be taken apart really because that's got quite grimy. Cut. Yeah, all them buttons, everything works. Stick that on there. That works. Yeah, it all works. It just needs a clean up. Now, the one thing I'm just concerned about is the lid. So the lid, if this has got yellow in on the lid, it's going to be hard to make it look really presentable. But I'll give it my absolute best shot. My hands are filthy. Yeah, I'm going to give this a little whirl, give it a clean up, see what we can do with it. Because this is definitely something that somebody would want. It's a piece of vintage heritage for music fans, this. So yeah, let's give this a little clean. I've cleaned it up the best that I can. It looks a lot better now, but I'm just going to sell this as spares and repairs just because I've got no way of testing it. So I'm not going to clean it up too much. I think this was just for me, just to bring it back to life. But guys, even though it's sad that you're selling somebody's stuff, the memories that this item has obviously produced, the fun times that everybody's had with this piece of machinery, and now we're in the day and age where it's all digital. Looking at that camcorder, imagine trying to do a YouTube video with that. I'm just holding my mobile phone at the moment. So yeah, so guys, let me know in the comments, have you had a similar experience to what I'm having now, trying to sell relatives items or for family members? And I will keep you updated with what's sold, what we ended up doing with these pieces of hidden treasures. And I will see you in another one. Take care.